Well, welcome back to Sports Overtime. Our pleasure to welcome to the show the manager of the West Michigan Whitecaps, Joe DePastino. Caps, of course, coming off a 7-5 victory this afternoon over the South Bend Silverhawks. So always nice to get you in coming off a victory just a couple hours ago, right?
We didn't want to lose today, yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's great seeing you guys.
Our pleasure. Let's just overall thoughts on the season. You guys 72-48, another solid team. You guys made the playoffs last year. You're going to the playoffs again this year. What do you like about this club? What makes them good?
The passion they have for the game. You know, I have a great bunch of guys, and it starts in the clubhouse first. You know, you want to keep everything loose. We start in the clubhouse, the dugout, and play hard, but you have all the fun you can on the field. You know, and when you have a great bunch of guys, and they're having fun and relaxing, they go out and they play good, and then you win ball games.
Talk about it, obviously, Joe, the great thing about minor league baseball with the two halves is you can clinch a playoff spot, and teams change a lot, obviously. When you do so in the first half, talk about keeping your guys motivated in the second half, or their need to keep themselves motivated, because obviously, individually, they're all playing for bigger things now.
The motivation is there, regardless in the second half or the first half, because they all have a goal to get to the big leagues or end up on a great season. But just keeping them healthy, that's the key thing right now. You know, in the first half, we had everybody healthy. And when you have a good, healthy team and good pitching, you're going to win ball games, and that's why we won, you know, clinched first half. But now we're starting to get injuries, and it's starting to wear on us a little bit.
How do you deal with that? Because you guys have gone through struggles here the last couple of weeks. You're dealing with a lot of young kids that are coming either out of college ball or short season baseball, and all of a sudden they're playing a full 140-game season. And now you're getting to those dog days this summer, literally, for these guys where they're not used to playing this long. How do you deal with that mental aspect of the game at this point when you also deal with the injuries? And here you got the playoffs just starting in a couple weeks.
Well, you're always going to have injuries. Sometimes they bunch at one time, or sometimes you have one at the beginning and a couple at the end. But we're bunching right now with Pounds and Douglas out. You know, but the new guys that come in, you have to, as soon as they come in, they're young, they're going to be nervous, but you got to blend them in just like everybody else. Get them right in there and have the veteran guys keep an eye on them, and that's how the teams gel. And right now, but the injuries, Douglas and those guys will probably be out for the rest of the year. Hopefully, we'll try to get them back for the playoffs. But these guys just bring them in and play hard.
Talking about the challenge you've had here, I mean, obviously your roster's changed so drastically year to year at this level, yet it's a franchise that has had a great deal of success, as much or more than anybody in the Midwest League. Talk about how you feel now coming in and what you were following and what you guys have been able to accomplish in your reign here.
Last year's team's a little bit different than this year. You know, we have a little bit more power on our team. Last year we were more of a steal bases and base hits. This year we have a couple guys, Nunez and Wyatt and Benguez, those guys that can steal some bases, but we have a little more power this year. But the pitching, we have a little bit more prospects this year pitching. You know, we got Crosby and Baconin and Villarreal and those guys. When you got guys that throw low to mid-90s, I mean, that's a plus for your team.
Talk about what this has been like for you. Your second season after your playing days ended, your second season not only in the minor leagues but as a manager. The long hours, the days, the bus drives to places like Clinton, Iowa and that sort of stuff. The money isn't all that great. You know, all the reports you've got to fill out for the big club and all that. Just about the rigors of your job and why do you do it? Is it just the passion for the game? You mentioned with the players. Do you feel the same way?
Definitely. I mean, if you don't love the game, you shouldn't be in it. You know, that's the reason I'm still in it, because, you know, I played for 14 years, but this is my life. Even though I have wife and kids and everything back home, but baseball's my life, and baseball's really all I know. You know, but once you're in it for a long time, and you just get adapted to it. You know, but it's tough being away from your family. The bus trips and everything, they're tough. You know, because I have a lot of paperwork before the game. Then you got to do everything during the game. You always have to know everything that's going on, and then after the game, I have probably an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of paperwork, computer work. I got to send it in, and it's tough. I don't get to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning every night. But it's fun though. I wouldn't change it for the world.
How much are you looking forward to getting into the postseason, and how difficult will it be getting through this final stretch of the regular season?
The final stretch right now is trying to give guys more days off right now. You know, because a lot of these guys are not used to playing this long.
Tired, right?
They're very tired. College kids, high school kids, they've only played 60 games a year. In high school, I don't know, you know, down south it's 30 games a year. So up north might be 20. But give them more days off, give them more BP days off, because it's getting hot out there right now. So if guys can, you know, sleep in a little bit longer, wake up, come to the field, they're fresh.
All right, Joe, appreciate it. Thanks for the time tonight. Actually, we're going to take a time up. When we come back, we're going to talk about a special event that the Whitecaps have going on this coming Tuesday night. Stick around. Sports Overtime back after the break. Well, Welcome back. The current 4-game homestand for the Whitecaps wraps up this coming Tuesday night, and a special night at the ballpark that night. Here from the Special Olympics is development manager Tom Daldell and athlete Trevor Lloyd of Grand Rapids, here to talk about this big event we've got coming up. So Tom, we'll just kind of throw it out there to you. Tell us what we can expect here Tuesday night at the ballpark.
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to be a part of an organization like the Whitecaps that have just been, I mean, they're just so community oriented. I mean, you can tell just how much they care about the community and how much they've done for us in helping us be a part of this wonderful night. And it's called the Special Olympic Night with the Whitecaps, and it kicks off at 5 o'clock that night. We have a special demonstration game where softball teams, actual Special Olympic softball teams, will play each other at 5 o'clock. We'll have some celebrity coaches, so they'll play a softball game, so we'll knock it around the ballpark a little bit. And that's a really important component of the event, because you probably heard this week the passing of Mrs. Shriver, the founder of Special Olympics, and we honor her memory and celebrate her life by doing events just like this. This was Mrs. Shriver's vision of doing events like this, where we're able to have athletes, Special Olympic athletes, come out, play a ball game, but more importantly, show the people that are sitting in the stands, the spectators that come out, all right, that the Special Olympians, individuals with intellectual disabilities, have great capacity, have great potential, have great skills, can play softball, can knock that ball around the ballpark, and have a great time and have fun at the same time. So the ball game is an important part of what we're doing. The athletes get a chance to do what the Whitecaps call baseball buddies, which is a really cool part of the night. They actually will be teamed up with each of the Whitecaps as they're introduced before the game, and the Whitecaps will run out with the Special Olympian out onto the field, and on the field they'll sing the Star Spangled Banner together, and then we'll have a Special Olympian throwing out the first pitch, and so that's kind of all the pregame with the emphasis on the game at 5 o'clock. And then there's all kinds of other things that are going on. We'll have over 200 Special Olympic families there, and athletes and neighbors and community members all out to support Special Olympics. They bought their tickets in advance, so a lot of the night had to do with helping to raise money for Special Olympics and just celebrate the entire evening that way.
Let me ask Trevor, what does it mean to you to go out and play in that ballpark, to get a chance to play there?
Well, it's been a great year for me since I played softball for Special Olympics, and one of the things that I've experienced is that when you go out there, you gotta live it out, you gotta live it proud, you gotta be a Special Olympian, just represent your team and go for it, you know?
So obviously you have a lot of fun doing this, whether it's a softball event like this or other sports that you're able to do through Special Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, basketball is one of my other favorite sports I like. It's kind of both influenced by other players that play, other schools that play against each other for like the first prize or second medal or different kind of things, and it's been a great year for me.
Okay, Tom, tell us how people can get more information about this event coming up Tuesday night, and how can they get tickets?
Well, they can contact our office, Special Olympics Michigan Southwest office, 616-583-1202. Give us a call. We'll be able to give you more information if you do that. But the best thing to do is just, kick off work maybe a little bit early, and come on out to the ballpark and get ready to support Special Olympics and be a part of a wonderful evening. The Whitecaps, again, have just been so great with us, and as you had mentioned earlier, even some of the office staff from the Whitecaps came out last February to do our polar plunge. So we're just really proud and honored to be a part of what they're doing and allowing us to show what the capabilities are of these individuals.
Okay, fantastic. Tom, Trevor, thanks guys for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Special Olympics softball game coming up
Looking
Tuesday
forward to
at the
watching
ballpark. Thanks guys, appreciate it.